Teaching English language, teaching English grammar. Key 1, the verb to be. The verb to be, I'll be focusing on the verb to be tonight as I explain its values. I'll take these 4 minutes to explain its values in English grammar and the ideas on how to teach, and 4 ideas on how to teach. Moving fast forward to the values of the verb to be. The verb to be is the easiest verb to use to teach grammar. It's the easiest verb to teach grammar because we pretty much use the verb to be in our daily use of English every day. Most of our everyday use of our English words apply and use the verb to be. For example, my name is Joanne. I went to school today. I am eating. And our practice of our everyday words apply the verb to be. Moving fast forward, we have to understand that when we are practicing our new vocabulary, when we are learning new words, even when you're learning as a child, when you're learning new words, when you're teaching new vocabulary to the new students, it's easier to practice new vocabulary with the verb to be. So when you're teaching to your new learners, it is easier to practice with the verb to be. So you can practice the verb to be with your nouns, your adjectives, your pronouns. You will apply the verb to be. You pretty much apply the verb to be. When you say, I am, my name is so and so, or I am going to the church, I am going to pray, you will use the verb to be. You will apply the verb to be. In other words, you will use the verb to be to teach English grammar. The verb to be works as an auxiliary verb. What do I mean when it works as an auxiliary verb? It works as an auxiliary verb when you're applying your he, she, I, we. All those auxiliary verbs apply use the verb to be. So pretty much your basics of grammar still use the verb to be. In that sense, it makes it a valuable tool in teaching grammar. But let's move a little bit more in depth to the values of the verb to be. The verb to be is also very, very relevant and vital in grammar. It's also responsible in explanations. You see, what do I mean when I say explanations? The verb to be is applied in tenses. You see, when we're explaining tenses, we use tenses when we're explaining our events, or when we're explaining what we did, or when we're explaining where we went, or what our actions, So, for example, when you're saying, when you're explaining the past, the present, what's going on, we will use tenses. And we cannot apply tenses without using the verb to be. So all this requires the verb to be. When you're playing with the tenses, when you're applying all our tenses, your past participle, your past tense, your simple past present, your all the 12 the tenses will require your usage of the verb to be. And I'll use the verb to be and apply it well will still require you to use the verb to be. See, the verb to be also helps students, your new students, to notice the gap. When you're noticing where they are not doing well, you will use the verb to be. Lastly, when your ideas of teaching the verb to be, they are very vital ideas when you're teaching the verb to be. When you're teaching the verb to be, it's very important to start with simple sentences. You start with simple sentences this is a mango, this is a teacher, this is your mother. You see, when you start with simple sentences, you build up from those simple sentences to work with what the students know. Then also you explain with these simple sentences from other languages that the students know. Using these simple ideas that I've explained and this little knowledge, I think I've pretty much touched on what you have required and what you wanted me to do in this presentation. Thank you very much and have a good holiday.